So I found a professional product supplier that'll work with homeowners, and these guys are great. Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to step 3 of Southern Lawn Bermuda seeding. So if you're seeding with Bermuda, you're gonna wanna do this step 3 to 4 weeks after germination. Now let me talk a little bit about that. Germination means when the grass seed just starts to grow and you can start to see the green sprigs coming up. That's germination. So 3 to 4 weeks after that point, not 3 to 4 weeks after the day you seeded, but 3 to 4 weeks after you notice the growth starting. That's when you do this step. And it's very important that you hit that 3 to 4 week window, or you're gonna end up with what I did, because for me, it's been 6 weeks. So let's stop the tape right now and let me show you a couple mistakes I made so you don't make the same ones. Don't worry, these are not catastrophic problems. It's just gonna be a little bit more of a challenge for me. But I figured I'd share with you so that way if you have these same issues, you know everything will be okay. Okay, so the biggest problem I've had is shade. And some of you were smart enough to warn me about that and say, Alan, you realize that Bermuda doesn't like any kind of shade. And so you can see here in the back, I've got nothing but weeds here. Right now this area is in complete sunlight, but I've got two things working against me, and you're gonna see it out front too. Number one is I've got this fence all around me, and it does cause shade. Even though you don't think about it, it does cause shade all throughout the day. The other thing I've got working against me is it's pretty much winter time right now. Today is November 24th, I think, or 23rd, somewhere around Thanksgiving, and I've got really nice blasting sunlight. But the days are a lot shorter. It's getting dark at 5:30 right now as opposed to 9. So shorter days trying to grow Bermuda that requires a lot of sun is a challenge. It's one of the reasons I've talked a lot about the weather window. So what I'm gonna do is, because really the entire area germinated nicely because I watered it, and then immediately within about a week all of the grass faded. I've just got a little bit still persisting over here because this gets full sun all day long. The rest of this hits shade at some point during the day like you're seeing right there. Oh, but it does get worse. I've also got a similar problem out here on the other side of the fence. So you can see here we got a little bit of shade coming in here. I'll show you another clip I took the other day though of what it looks like in the midday, and pretty much this whole area right here by this fence gets shaded big time during the day. And so what happened is, again, I got excellent germination. Look, here's a clip of when I was watering after germination. It looked great, but then within a week, maybe 8 days, most of the grass just faded here. Now another challenge that I had were the weeds. You can see all these weeds that have come in here. This area right here is overloaded just majorly, and what happened is the weeds also shaded out the grass, so I don't have hardly any grass in here because of shade issues and also weed competition. So we're going to talk today about spraying weeds and why it's so important to be between that 3 and 4 week window, because I'm at 6 weeks and you can see the weeds have taken over this area right here. But in the normal part of the lawn that gets complete sun, things are looking good. I've got a few weeds coming in, but nothing that really worries me that badly. And you can see I've got some weeds and crabgrass coming in, but we're going to take care of those today. Other than that, things look nice and thick. The grass looks really good through here. So the reason I bring this up is because if I would have gotten to the weed control earlier, I could have saved more of that area out there. But I got busy, and now I'm 2 weeks past the window I should be in, and they've killed off a lot more of my Bermuda than I would have liked. Last thing, it doesn't really matter when you started this process. This step 3 should still be done 3 to 4 weeks after germination. So you need to take that into consideration when you're doing your weather window. For me, this is it. This is the last thing I'm gonna do before winter. But for you, if you seed it in the spring and you're already into the summer, then you can just keep going with the steps. I hope that's clear. So I found a professional lawn chemical supplier that'll work with homeowners. They're at solutionstores.com. They're Solution Self Chem. Now the reason that I like Solution Self Chem is because they carry what I call generics in a lot of cases. So instead of having to pay name brand prices for products, you can actually get the same product that's just been mixed under another name or a generic name, but is the exact same formulation as the brand name, but it's a lot cheaper. So this quinclorac we're gonna use right here, this a lot of times goes under the name Drive XLR. And Drive is a brand name and it's a great product. But this is the same thing. It's just generic quinclorac made by a company called QualiPro. So you can get this a lot cheaper, but it's exactly the same thing. By the way, those of you that have crabgrass, this is what you want. Prodiamine. What this basically is Barricade, and Barricade is the very best pre-emergent herbicide on the market. We're going to put this down today. This is the generic formulation, but it works exactly the same way. So actually, I've worked a deal with these guys. They're giving me my products for free in return for me talking about them. Again, I'm always transparent about that. But I would tell you that I wouldn't even recommend them if I didn't like them. These guys know what they're doing, and they like to work with homeowners. And in fact, I don't even want you to order from their website. I'll put a link to it below. You can go check it out. But what I want you to do is call Sebastian or Paul, and I'm going to put their number down in the description. Call them and talk to them about what you need. Tell them what you're doing, what you're seeding with, what, where you live, obviously, what the conditions are, what the conditions are like. Talk to them, and they will get you custom products that you need, and they'll send them right to your door. And in fact, if you mention the lawn care nut, they'll give you 10% off. Okay, now for weed control, I'm doing Bermuda, so I don't have a lot of options. But let me just talk to you guys. For those of you that are doing turf type tall fescue, Kentucky bluegrass, perennial ryegrass, or some mixture of that, you can use a weed control almost from the very day of seeding, and it's called Tenacity. Now, Solution Stores also has Tenacity, so make sure you give Sebastian or Paul a call and talk to them about it so you can get the discount. So that'll work great for you, and you can spray that all throughout your process. Whenever you see weeds, you can actually spot spray with that during the entire process. You don't have to wait until later to start spraying weeds like I do. Now, Tenacity can't be used on Bermuda, so what I've got to use is my own little tank mix here, and I'm going to have quinclorac for some of the problem grasses that I've coming in, and then I'm going to also use some 2,4-D. Just a really basic weed control that's not going to harm my new grow, but it's also going to help me knock back some of these weeds that are shading it out and thinning it out. So what we're doing today is we're putting down, number one, a starter fertilizer. Number two, we're going to put down our chosen weed control to kill weeds in the grow. And then number three, we're going to put down a pre-emergent. And that's basically to stop any more weeds from coming into the grow. I want you to wear the proper safety gear, which in my case is going to be rubber boots, rubber gloves, long sleeves, long pants, and eye protection. Okay, for my weed control, I'm using a custom mix of 2,4-D and quinclorac. Now you want to fill your sprayer halfway with clean water before you do anything. So we're also going to use a surfactant here, and I'll link to a video below where I talk about surfactants, and I'll link to another video below where I tell you how to spray weeds. In those videos, I used baby shampoo as a surfactant. In this video, I'm actually using dishwashing liquid. Both work the same, and you want 1 ounce of surfactant for every 1 gallon of complete mixture. Now, my chosen weed control is a custom mix of 2,4-D and quinclorac. Your situation might be just a little bit different. That's why I recommend you call the guys at Solution Self Chem and tell them exactly what kind of situation you're dealing with so they can get you a custom product that's just right for you. Now, some of the more astute among you might be asking, Alan, why aren't you going ahead and putting in your pre-emergent now? And the reason being is because I'm not going to blanket this application. I'm only going to spot spray, but the pre-emergent needs to be blanketed, so it can't go into this same tank mix. Speaking of pre-emergent, let's go ahead and get that mixed up as well, according to label directions. Now, this application will be completely blanketed, and there is no need for a surfactant here because we need this product to get down into the soil line. So now we're ready to go. Let's do our application. So first, you're going to put down your starter fertilizer. Next, you're going to go ahead and spot spray your weeds. And then lastly, you're going to blanket the lawn with your pre-emergent. Be careful because this product here, which again is generic for Barricade, it will definitely stain sidewalks, so don't get it on your brickwork. Okay guys, that's it for step 3. All finished. Now I want you to wait 24 hours and then water this in. You need to get the fertilizer watered in and you need to get the pre-emergent watered in, but give 24 hours for the weed control to set and dry and stick properly. Hey, what's up, lawn care nuts? Okay, so I fast forwarded now in this video to present day, which is December 12th. You see that? December 12th. And I want to show you what the weed control has done. In other words, however many days later this is. What, 17 days, 18 days after I sprayed? I want to let you see what everything looks like. So it's early in the morning, so I've got a lot of shade thrown over here, but I want to get this video up, so I want to go ahead and give you this update real quick. All right, so here we go. Definitely needs to be cut. That's one thing about putting starter fertilizer on. It does make your lawn grow. So this is really thickened up even in the last week. See if you can see it through here. Also, if you guys hear that popping in the background sometimes, it's these power lines up here. See if you can hear that. Makes me wonder if all those rumors from the 80s about living under power lines and having like two-headed babies and stuff were actually true. Anyway, okay, so let's go back and see. So as you'll remember, this area here was completely covered in weeds, and now those spotlights are Christmas lights, but now as you can see, they are almost all just gone. You know, only a few lingering, and I'm going to let those go ahead and live, but you can see the weed control worked really well. Here's some remnants, just a few remnants that are left. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this today and pretty much go ahead and put it to bed for the winter. I don't want to go to sleep on me yet. I've got tons of videos still to come here. In fact, I'm gonna start today on that portion of the lawn. So we've got that's gonna start going starting right today. But I don't want you to forget that we're gonna keep messing with this Bermuda stand here. And by the middle of next summer, I'm really predicting that this is gonna be almost perfect. We'll see how good we can do. So with that, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'm Alan Hain, the Lawn Care Nut. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the lawn.